Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing some readings for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day wherever you guys are at in the world. God bless you and peace be with you. As we get into the reading, I'm going to pull from this jar. I think we're going to let's do something for gratitude. Okay, light pink. Says, I will sacrifice a thank offering to you and call in the name of the Lord. Those who sacrifice thank offerings honor me, and to the blameless I will show my salvation. Okay, interesting. So there could be something about a thank offering is, when you give thanks for something. All right, you guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Please know that my readings are timeless, which means if you come across any of my videos, that there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on this platform at your leisure, because each reading is going to hold an Easter egg of personal knowledge for you to decode about your own journey. If you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. I really need to see the likes getting up on the videos, because if the likes are not up, then that means you're just taking my energy, using my time, and not subscribing, not liking. If you don't want to watch me, don't subscribe. But if you want to watch me and you want to see me continue, then subscribe. And hit the notification bell. Make sure you have tapped that like button. Okay, so by watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior, because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you are agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me, anybody in the comments, or anybody in the chat. I will just remove you from the platform, and I will report you to God and the Holy Spirit. And I will call judgment. Okay. So just making sure that my cards are in the upright. Now, if you go to the tagged products attached to this platform, you are going to see some books, you're going to see some metaphysical supplies, and I go through, just like when I had the metaphysical store and was working that, I would go through and we would go to different crystal shows all over the world, and we would hand pick every single item that we sold in the store. So since I don't have my own shop anymore, because we sold it, now I just go through the shops, and let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. And I pick products that have good energy, that are at a decent price, that I feel like you guys can afford, and that have good energy, and that are going to help you guys. Okay. So there are two books in particular that I'm going to talk about very briefly. And the first book is called The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living book, and it's written by Michael Stedman, who is a doctor of divinity. Now, I've been using the techniques from The Truth of God for 11 years with success, and this is me throwing you guys a bone, because I wish that I came across this knowledge when I was younger. It's easy to read. This is like a book that if English is not your first language, you can read this book. Okay. It's got really easy words. I forget what is it called. The reading level is like really easy. And the techniques in this book are amazing. So I use the techniques from this book to do just about everything when it comes to clearing thoughts and beliefs, to asking questions, and to connecting with my higher self. So I'm going to read the back of the book. And I do suggest that you guys get this book. It's changed my life for the better. For about 11 years now, I've been using it with success. So the truth of God is an evolutionary encounter with that which we know as God, gaining new perspective into who we are and from where we came. First, the journey to God takes you to the realm where it all began, making many discoveries along the way. Next, the story of God explains what has seemed to be indescribable creation and the path that led to what we perceive to be reality. Last, in the spiritual workbook, Michael gives information and techniques that will allow us to free ourselves from those ideas and emotions that are hindering our spiritual progress, and methods to open up the channel between the conscious mind that we are aware of and the inner consciousness that many are becoming aware of. So check this out. The Truth of God. It is in the tagged products. The second book that I'm going to talk about is the book that I have written, and it is called Vassago, Vassago, Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, written by me, Astraea Love. And I'm going to read the back of this book. So Astraea Love is a psychic intuitive that has been living between the spiritual and the physical world since she was a little girl playing with the fairies in her backyard. She has helped countless people find answers to their questions about their life's experiences with the help of the Most High God, providing inspiration in many forms. This book was inspired by the Ars Goetia spirit known as Vassago. He has assisted me in designing the different tarot card spreads in this book so that they cater to your personal experience. I, for one, know how difficult it can be to read cards for yourself due to our personal attachment to the outcome. This book will assist you in getting past that blockage and in obtaining the spiritual truth that will set you on your divine life purpose, aka spiritual path. This book of never before created major arcana spreads references the standard Rider-Waite tarot deck, which is this deck. This deck is also tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. And this is what I suggest that you guys use when it comes to this book, okay? But people have been saying, let's get the likes up, you guys. People have been telling me that they've been using like oracle cards and all different cards. So maybe there needs to be a cord cutting. But people have been telling me that they've been using all different decks and that it still works. And so I will tell you, like, if you want to learn the system of tarot, to learn from the original, which is the Rider-Waite. But if you already know the Rider-Waite and you want to use another deck, you can. And then in the back of the book, in the very back, different card combination descriptions are gifted from my years of practical knowledge and are included in the additional notes section. So just to let you guys know, if you have any personal questions, to send me a $20 super chat, USD. I don't know where you guys are at in the world. And then I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. So maybe we should start with the angel numbers. You guys want to start with the angel numbers? Let's start with the angel numbers. Let's get some angel numbers on this. What I get is that somebody is not going to be able to deceive you about something. And you guys could be thinking really hard on making a decision or not making a decision. And, you know, I think that thinking is a very good thing, but using your intuition. My hopes are for these readings that you get to practice using your discernment and your intuition. That is why I suggest you watch all of the readings, because each reading is going to hold a personal message for you. 1717 drama alert. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. 1717 drama alert. Drama alert, drama alert. Independence, soul mission, alone time, learning, healing, aspirations. Take a few deep breaths and focus inward. You need some time to think things over and consider your options. At this time, you must rely solely on yourself. You might not believe it, but you're heading in the right direction. What appears to be a lull in activity is just a natural part of the process. I wouldn't be worried about any ups or downs or any financial stuff at this time because things are working themselves out. I'm also getting that somebody needs to go to the doctor. Maybe for like a stomach ulcer or something. Again, I am not a doctor, but if you're having severe stomach issues, then I would, what is that ulcer medication? I think there's an ulcer medication you can get over the counter, but still, if you guys are having stomach problems, be working on your solar plexus chakra and go to the doctor. And if you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay. Please and thank you. All right, 0808, swift action. So there could be somebody who is very dramatic, very over the top, okay? And they could be like wanting to take some swift action towards you. It says wealth, empathy, promises, commitment, affection, inner strength, auspicious outcomes. The word auspicious means like good outcomes. It's like it looks like it would be good. You will enter a time of expansion, so begin taking steps toward achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and somebody has their mindset on you. So maybe somebody is thinking about you a lot right now. They could be wanting to reconnect with you or just to connect with you, but they're feeling kind of nervous is what I'm getting. Also, it's kind of like, feels like that, well, when it comes to wealth, feels like you guys have a different type of wealth, okay? You may not be billionaires, but you've got things that other people don't have. And so this is the time to know what those things are and to use them. So yeah, whoever was saying that you were going to send, there we go. Send that super chat. Go ahead and send that. 222 feminine. So the number 2 is feminine forces. This is 2222. That's 4 2s. So that's like a foundation, because if you think of 4, it's like a foundation. And then relationships, balance, prosperity, efficiency, patience, and humility. You can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. Partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around. Don't judge, listen. I was hearing really like crazy thunder just a little bit ago. So there could be something about judgment. 0303, taking chances. All right. So take a chance on something. I would leave anybody that's drama filled behind to the best of your ability if you can do that. But yeah, it may be time to like take a chance to move in a new direction. It says success, knowledge, friendship, impatience. So don't be impatient. That's why the swift action, I think, came through with 0808. Because if you take swift action, you're not going to be in the energy of being impatient. Whether in your professional or personal life, you will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. Trust in chance and take risks on opportunities that could change your life for the better. All right, let's get one more. 2121, energy levels. Pay attention to your energy at this time. If you start to be around someone and your energy just goes, whoa, it just like feels like it's being sucked out of your body. There's been people that I've been around before that I've literally felt like they were just like sitting there with a straw, like sucking the energy out of my body. So pay attention to your energy levels. Prosperity, harmony, journey, waiting, discipline, exaggeration, and the opposite sex. That day you're waiting for will come. Maintain discipline. You're getting closer to your end goal. There's no need to overextend yourself. Guard your energy to remain focused. It will pay off. It's a climb, not an elevator ride. Trust in you. So yeah, I feel like you guys have the discernment within you to assess your own energy levels so that you can decide, you know, who to be around and who not to be around. Okay. Okay, Kiwi Kid, I will look into your question. Let's see. Asking God for a miracle. You remember that your higher self is God. So I would be going within to fix Irene. We can't fix other people. That's not our job. And bring her back. I don't know what pristine is. Pristine, is that a person? If God wants, hold on one second. If God wants all third parties removed, to remove them and break up spells. Yeah. I just feel like we can't control other people. If God's going to do a miracle, God will do a miracle, but we can't control other people. And we can't force other people to believe or not believe anything. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please and thank you. But let's look and see if there will be, that doesn't mean there can't be a miracle. It's just we as people do not have control over what other people do. We can clear witchcraft, but if you know, I feel like you've been under some heavy witchcraft, Kiwi Kid, to the point where it's kept you bound in cycles with people that are not good for you. You know, the one reason why Irene is not in your life right now is because she's not a vibrational match to you anymore. And whatever was done was done. It's kind of like when you get cut really deep, that leaves a scar. That unless there's a surgery that can get rid of scars, there might be, but I don't know. You can't really do anything about the scar. It's already there. So let's see what the cards have to say. But I would be focusing on bettering yourself. Strength. Building up your own strength is what's the priority. I had the weirdest, I am just getting a flashback from the weirdest dream I had last night. I was at Costco pumping gas in my car, and I was giving some guy a reading, and this like Asian person kept coming up to me and being like, this is not my situation. This is not my situation. I was like, this is not your reading. I'm literally reading for somebody else. And I had to keep explaining it over and over again that what I was talking about was only for this one person. Really weird. So there may be something about that where, like you're trying to explain something and then here comes this person and that person that's trying to like dictate what you're saying. That it's a lie. The strength is a good card to pull because it means that you do have compassion and that you are getting stronger. So you're getting stronger. Feels like she's getting weaker. Queen of Cups energies. She comes out as the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands usually. So let's see where this is going to take us. If we follow down the same path, it's going to be the same exact thing. So I feel like she's following down the same exact path. I don't feel any change with her look. She's completely unaware of what people are doing to her. Yeah, it doesn't feel fair, but at the same time, she's done so much witchcraft on you, like to hex you and to mess with your love life and to keep you from moving on and all this crazy shit. Like, I don't know how you can still be in love with somebody that's done so much shit to you. It's got to be witchcraft. And I was talking to the other psychic the other night, and that was like a few nights ago. And it brought us back to something that happened in childhood. So I don't know if there is something with childhood. Yeah, I think that we cleared whatever that energy was, but this is like an obsession spell. That's what it feels like. God, it is literally, if you haven't seen the movie Obsession, you've got to watch it. It feels like an obsession spell. Hierophant. So you said that she was religious, right? If she's religious still, which I don't get a religious feeling from her, I get more like a witchcraft feeling. But if she's still a religious person, if she's bound in a religious cult, any type of like religious cult, right? Or I don't want to say new age movement, but yeah, usually like religion. Okay, she may be thinking in the lines of religion, of what, and so she could be dictating her life based upon what like hierophants are telling her to do. I do get this energy that Irene wants to clean up her own life, but she's doing it from a state of not being aware of her higher self. It would really benefit, like if you knew her address, but you don't know her address, I would literally purchase the book, The Truth of God, and send it to her. Because she needs to go through awakening. And I feel like as long as she's still asleep to the fact that this is all a lie, well, everything that she's believed is a lie. And it's weird to me that she believes Steve over here. That's why I feel like there's witchcraft. But we keep clearing it. And so, sometimes when we clear something, the situation will turn right around. Sometimes when we clear something, it doesn't because it's just not meant to. And then sometimes it just means that we need to clear more stuff. So which one is it with this? I get that you're getting stronger. As every day goes by, you continue to get stronger. Queen of Wands. This is what I'm telling you. I think she's stuck in between two aspects of herself where she wants to be seen as a Queen of Cups, but she's really a Queen of Wands. Okay? And being attached to the Hierophant to me feels like kind of like bondage. It feels like, let's get the likes up, you guys, please and thank you. If I will stop asking for likes when you guys just like the video, okay? So I show up for you guys all the time and I don't feel good the majority of the time and I still show up. The least you could do is like the video. And if you can't do that, then get away from me and don't watch me. Okay. So the Queen of Wands energy is more about manifesting. I feel like she could be looking at relationships through the lens of religion, which would be like no sex before marriage. Maybe she's wanting to clean up her life in that type of way. But I also get is that she's got some personality issue going on right now. Or maybe it's always been there. She comes out as two different energies, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. 10 of Cups just came out. The 10 of Cups is a really good card. So what I'm getting is to stop sitting around and waiting for somebody that decided that they don't want to love you. That's what they decided. I know that hurts to hear that, but that's what this person decided to do. I would stop waiting around for them and get out and live your life, because you don't want 20 years to pass and for you to still be with an obsession spell stuck on Irene. Okay. And we can't do anything about what Steve is doing, because we can't, I mean, unless you want to go do witchcraft on Steve, but I'm not going to do anything about Steve because I can't do anything. I can only clear energy and connect with God. I'm not going to be like casting spells on people or getting revenge or any shit like that. And if I ever did something like that, I would require a fuckload of money, because it would most likely end up backfiring. So we can't really do anything about what Steve has done. And if you can't get a hold of Irene, you know, if you know what church she goes to, maybe start going to that church. If you know when she goes to church, you could start going to that church. And that sounds like stalking, but it would be at least putting you in her vicinity. Because I feel like if you can't make any connection or communication with her, it makes it almost impossible for situations to turn around. You know, she could have moved on, gotten a new phone, lost your number and all of that. And even if she wanted to contact you, it could be very difficult for her to. Does she have social media? You don't know where Steve moved to? And if he has her with him in this cult? Well, the Hierophant can represent a cult. The Tower. I think you're avoiding a major tower here. Like a major tower. By you not chasing after her, even though if you could chase after her, you would. But look, I feel like she's going to reject you again. I don't feel like she's open to negotiate. She still thinks that you're a cheater and a liar and all this other crap. And I don't even know what good it would. I think you need to call for judgment on her, because I don't know what good it would do to sit around and argue with her about whether you did something or not. It's basically showing me that you can have strength and happiness without her. And whatever was done, let me just send a message really quick and ask if there was obsession work done. Okay. Okay, so I'll just like leave that like that so that if they see and can message me back. Hopefully they're going to see that. What would be similar to an obsession spell? Because look, I feel like you could be happy with somebody else. Okay, good. A person just saw that. So Sometimes when we reverse the energy of whatever has been done, it doesn't show up the way that we wish it would, because there's other things like either in the way or other things that are contributing factor. Okay, give me 1 second, you guys. Let's see, how do I pause that? Okay. So literally, I've been telling you to watch the Obsession movie because literally I felt like it was related to this situation. And when I was just talking with the other psychic, it is related to this situation. So, like a while ago, let's just say like a long time ago, okay, when you were with Irene, she had what I saw was like a scroll of things that she had wished it for, like, like a parchment paper, and then all these things that she had wished for. And so what had happened is like she made a wish, it came true, and you became obsessed with her. This is why you need to watch Obsession. And then she has no way to cancel out the wish. Like now that she doesn't want that to be the situation, she doesn't have, and she didn't just make one wish. She made many wishes because she's when we were looking at the chakras, we were seeing no Obsession. The movie Obsession just came out just like a couple months ago. Yeah, it's definitely only a couple months old. So yeah. But oh, I love you too, Shaman Maria. But yeah, so she made a request, okay, to some type of being. We didn't even check to see what the being was. But what we were seeing, Kiwi Kid, is that your root chakra is out because you're not feeling safe. And then your solar plexus was out because you were feeling like you were not good enough for her. But then you have her on your mind all the time, and it's literally like an obsession. And so yeah, well, what we got was that she did make a wish a long time ago for you to be obsessed with her, and that energy, like this is why spell work can be dangerous, because when you put that energy out there, like you don't know if 5 years down the road or 2 years or however long, if you're going to still want the outcome of that wish. That's one reason why I am very careful with making wishes, because and I always make sure to add for the highest and best good of everyone. And also I put in there that if this is not good for me, to give me a sign. Because if she would have received, see, when we looked at her chakras, her root chakra is out, her crown chakra, and her third eye chakra is out. So that's what you see and what you hear and what you perceive. So she's, it feels like she's tried to move on, but she has all of these requests, like a whole scroll of requests that she made to some type of being. Yeah, some type of being. And your name is on that list. So we just cleared the energy of it. So that should get a little bit better. I don't feel like with clearing the energy, I don't feel like she would go do it again because she did it a long time ago. And it's like in the movie Obsession, you can only cancel out your wish by getting somebody else to wish that your wish was canceled out. So anyways, the new movie Obsession. I don't know if there's an old movie Obsession, but the new movie Obsession just barely came out. It like very brand new. Very, very new. And it's got a character named Bear, one of the main character, and the other main character is Nikki. And so you'll understand, if you watch that movie, you'll understand what you've been going through. Eight of Pentacles. I still get that there is something that you're here to do, Kiwi Kid, and it's going to bring you a lot of happiness and possibly even a family. So yeah, I don't think she can do it again. In the movie Obsession, when you go and you get the one wish willow, which is what you're using to make a wish, you can only make one wish, right? I don't think she can make another wish when it comes to you. So that's why I feel like with us figuring that out and clearing the energy, it's going to make a huge difference. But we want to work on you getting your self-esteem back up and your root chakra to where you're feeling safe, because if you don't feel safe, or you feel like you're not good enough for somebody, Kiwi Kid, and this doesn't have to be a thought you're having. So we have thoughts that we know that we're thinking in our head with language, right? But then we also have feelings that go on within us that go beyond like what thoughts are. So like sometimes we'll have a reaction on the inside that will be completely different to what our thoughts are. And so it's like an emotional thought, an emotional reaction. So what I'm getting is that the feeling of not being good enough for her, that's like a fear that you have. Maybe you've had other relationships as well where things didn't work out and they didn't make sense. Why would she abandon you all over his lies? It's a good question. Well, first of all, why would she, when you already loved her naturally, unless you didn't love her naturally and then she made the wish, why would she go make wishes to some type of entity that can actually, and it's terrifying to me that something can actually grant wishes like that. That's freaking scary. But why would she go make wishing? I mean, why would she go make a wish like that? Okay, this is obviously why she's in the tower, because this is foolish choices. So I would allow the energy to shift. I still feel like you have a bigger purpose here on this planet other than to just worship Irene. And I feel like once you watch the movie Obsession, you'll know what you've been going through, because it'll be very much verbatim what you've been going through. Also, I am getting that God still has something that's really good for you. So, you know, we call on judgment just for any witchcraft that was done against you from any party, known and unknown, seen and unseen. And then also, with her being attached to the Hierophant, a secret society or a cult, it just feels like she's really deep into something. And I feel like for your safety, being around her is not good for you. First of all, if she was using like whatever type of being can grant wishes like that, like what, like a jinn or whatever she was using was giving her back feedback that's not even accurate. Okay. So it's some type of trickster thing. And then it was granting some of the wishes, but not doing, it wasn't granting the wishes at the correct time. So this is why I tell people, I warn people about making wishes and stuff like that. And yeah, definitely Steve got in the way, but you know, that could just be more, he could just be a karmic to you. And yeah, you definitely don't want Steve in your life. You definitely don't. So I would focus on working on yourself, everything that you can do for working on you. And then maybe, you know, journaling would be a really good thing to do, because sometimes when we have so many thoughts going on, if we can just get them written down, it kind of takes it out of our brains and it puts it on paper, even typing. But I think physically writing with your hands is like good. And then writing down maybe like a list of goals that you want to achieve over the next 6 months period. That's kind of what I'm getting. And I would leave individual people out of the goals. Only have it be about what you want. And let's just see how things shift, because with this spell work, like this wish stuff is new to me. I mean, I just had seen the movie Obsession and Spirit was obviously prepping me for this situation. So, yeah, as things shift, because things are definitely going to shift. She's in the tower right now, but I feel like it has to do with, yeah, the wishes and witchcraft she's done, but it's more this dark cult that she's connected to. I don't feel like she wants to be saved. 8 of Swords, restriction. So there's like major restriction. And thank God that this is not you being restricted, because that would be completely unfair. I think it's so unfair when people make wishes that are like, I wish that person would love me. I wish that it's like, it's just messing with people's free will. Okay, Geo Neo, I'm going to look at your question. Okay, so you had a serious gym incident over a year ago. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. And knew intuitively what, okay, so there's a person involved with this, that he wants bad things for you. Today you had a reminder of this via what bikers did and spoke Polish. Okay, so you're being targeted. So do you feel like, so this happened a year ago, the gym incident, but you got reminded of it today. Okay, let's see. I don't get that you're in any immediate danger, but I do get that somebody has been sending you some really nasty evil eye energy. Do you have like a neighbor or somebody that lives near you that does not like you? What I'm seeing is somebody going by your house like quite often. And I think it's because they literally live around where you live, maybe in the surrounding neighborhoods. I'm not seeing Polish people though. I'm seeing more what type of race would this person be? Well, it is a masculine energy. Okay. I don't really get a Polish vibe off of it though. I get more of like, I don't know, like Middle Eastern or something. So make sure that you have got pepper spray. Some people call it bear spray. Yeah, some people no, not Italian. Like Middle Eastern. I know there's like so many different types of Middle Eastern. Can't blame him or yourself. Let's see. Yeah, you did nothing wrong and you're being targeted. You know what I think is going on is that, well, you could be an attractive person. Even if you don't think that you're beautiful, something about your energy is very attractive. 7 of Pentacles. This is telling you that the tables are about to turn in your favor. So whatever's been going on, it does give a little bit of a gangstalking vibe, but also what I'm feeling is like a bunch of people cramped in. Okay, if you've ever been to New York City, well, the old New York City, not whatever's going on there now, but it was like, it's like millions of people. It's just like a lot of cramped space. What I'm getting is that this person, whoever is sending this energy, there's some type of sick predator. That's why I really think you should carry bear spray. Page of Wands. Yeah, you know, it's giving the vibes that this person, and I'm gonna have to find a way to say this to where I can't get demonetized, but that this person targets children as well, okay? Or maybe teenagers, but yeah, it definitely feels like some sexual perversion thing. Ace of Cups. You are. Seriously. You are so loved, even though you did have that incident at the gym. I think that that was to show you, one, that you were pushing yourself too hard, and two, that you were somehow leaving yourself unprotected. In other countries, you can't have pew-pews, but you can get bear spray or pepper spray. And carry that with you, even if you're going to the gym. I mean, the good thing about the gym is like that it's being monitored. And whatever triggered you with the Polish people, the bikers, I actually don't get a bad vibe from that. I just get that it triggered you because it made you feel really unsafe. 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is a community, like a soul tribe. So maybe, you know, if you're going to go to the gym, maybe have somebody go with you. I don't feel like your gym is a place that's unsafe though, but you know, when people go to the gym and lift weights, they usually like to have someone there so that they can like spot them, so that when they're lifting weights, they don't drop the weights on them. And then, you know, make sure that you're just doing everything that you can do to keep yourself safe, because there is a predator lurking. Okay. There is an energy that is sending the evil eye. It's lurking. But I also get that you've only been partially affected by it. I think the incident of you not feeling safe is the biggest issue, because you should be able to feel safe where you live. But where there's so many people cramped together, and that's what it feels like. The neighborhood is like cramped in together. That it's like there's something in the energy of wherever you live, where it's like amping people's emotions up. That's what I'm feeling. Look, but you're being told that not to worry because you have God's protection. So God's protection could literally, what I feel like it's when you get triggered, it's almost a blessing because it gives you the opportunity to heal from something that you didn't know that you had going on. And I feel like that is the whole point. I do feel like whoever this person is that's been stalking you or sending you negative energy or doing both of that, I do feel like they have some type of criminal record, and that they're going to end up getting caught, especially if they try to abduct somebody. Yeah, death. I'm not even joking. This person's going to end up getting caught. And yeah. Also, if you can park your vehicle as close to the gym as possible, as close to wherever you're going, park your vehicle as close as you can. Okay. And just do your due diligence. You can, there are other than pepper spray, there's like stun guns and stuff that you can get that are non-lethal ways of protecting yourself. But I get that, if you carry yourself with confidence, if you walk with confidence, I don't think that this person's going to approach you, but they do like watch you, and there's something very wrong with them. Okay. Very wrong with this person. 3 of Wands. I'm also getting that this is a time for you to look to, the future, because the future is going to be very beautiful for you. I'm also getting that if you were having a very hard time in the past, something's about to flip. Like, how the pendulum will swing one way. The mail took your picture. Oh, yeah. See, that's so not cool. You was going to the manager, but thought it would make it worse. That's not okay. It should make it better. So many know what you look like, and you have a home gym now. Oh, thank goodness for that. My gosh. Yeah. So if somebody takes your picture like that, I would be, yeah. Is that illegal? That's a good question. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but it should be. Make sure that you got a home security system, just in case anybody thinks they're going to try something. And I would take a self-defense class, just because it feels like the area that you live in, not like maybe 100 years ago, it wasn't as bad with crime, but now it just feels like there's more stuff happening. There's definitely more people from the Middle East, and they're in their minds abducting a child or a person and forcing themselves on them and all of that stuff. And then this is not every Middle Eastern person, but just some of them. Okay. That's acceptable in the country that they come from, but it's not acceptable. It should not be acceptable where you are, So just to let you guys know, if you've got personal questions, to send me a $20 super chat with your question. But I'm not getting that you need to be afraid. Like, I would just do everything in your power to like have a ring bell, camera, make sure you've got pepper spray. And if you feel like somebody is following you, drive like in your car. If you feel like someone's following you, drive to a police station. I've had that happen to me before. And one time I pulled over on the freeway. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but one time I pulled over on the freeway, and the person pulled over too. And I took out a crowbar and I just smashed the shit out of their car, and then they drove off. But this other time that somebody was following me and I was like, what the hell? Who is this person? I just drove to the police station. And then they ended up like turning as soon as they saw where I was going. I was like, yeah. And then I told the police that somebody was following me. Then the police followed me back to my house to make sure that I made it home okay. So there are some things that you can do as a precaution. Having a dog also, I mean, like, literally, dogs have always been used for protection. You drove to a police station too? My goodness. Look at this. The police, as we're talking about it, Chariot. Yeah. And if you feel like something is weird going on, like if you were to see like a child being dragged somewhere or anything weird, question that person. Is this your child? Is this your child? Ask the child, is this your father? Because this is what the energy that I'm getting is that you're very beautiful and attractive. Okay. There is somebody that's got their eye on you, and they like to target people. Okay. But I don't want you to be afraid, because what's showing up in the cards is that you're protected. We're calling judgment on all known and unknown, seen and unseen enemies. And we're calling on judgment to protect the children, because it doesn't seem like the police are doing a lot to protect the kids. 9 of Cups. I also feel like you're about to get a wish granted. So that wish could be for protection. It could be for a new living environment. I feel like your living environment, your home energy, the energy within your home is good. It's like the energy around your home is not good for some reason. And it seems like it's, that a couple people, it's whatever this entity that is around where you live, there's this spiritual being, it causes people to be really miserable. So like people could have as much money as like they could have mountains of money, but they're still not happy because this entity influences them to not be happy. So what I'm getting is, to protect yourself, obviously. Do everything in your power to protect yourself. If you're going to go out on a date, or if you're going to go somewhere and you have a weird feeling, don't go. Like, listen to your intuition, because it does feel like your intuition is spot on. And then if you're meeting somebody for the first time, or if you're going to a public space that you haven't been to before, let somebody know in your family, or a friend or a close friend, somebody that you really trust, let them know that you're going there, just so that if like, say, like, if I don't contact you by this time, then call the police. And the more people that you tell, this is why the gang stalkers, and it's so weird, but this is a group of men that's doing this. This is definitely a group of men. The gang stalkers, their worst fear is their victims telling other people what's going on. That's like, yeah, UK police are not trustworthy. That sucks. Illegals, yeah, you found out against your consent, broken universal law. Exactly. Yeah, and nobody should be following you like that. I would literally be scared out of my wits if I was there. But I get that you're going to be okay. I do get that a lot of it has to do with how you carry yourself. When these people are walking around and they're being weirdos and they're taking pictures of kids and people, it's with an insidious intent, okay? To either go deliver that picture and say, this is where I saw this person at. I mean, it's giving like gang crimes or something. But yeah, King of Cups. I would definitely, I don't know what I would do. If I would probably spray that person with pepper spray, take their phone, and then I would like go give that phone to the police and say, look and see what's inside this thing. King of Cups. This is showing me that you do have access to either like a fatherly like figure or somebody who's of wise counsel. So I do feel like you are protected, spiritually and physically. But yeah, the changes that are happening in your environment, it's making you feel very unsafe. It makes me feel unsafe as well. They're literally insane. Yeah, it's definitely an unsafe feeling. 9 of Pentacles. And I do feel like they try to target people who look single, self-sufficient, who look like they have a lot of luxury and wealth and a lot of prestige. That's what they're doing. They abduct people. This is what this group of people does. So we're calling for judgment on that. I get that your wishes are about to be granted in some type of way. And these people, I don't think they're going to come at you in a group. Okay. I think if they're going to ever try to come at you, it's going to be like one of them, and you would whoop their ass. Okay. 8 of Cups. They would run away with their tail between their legs. That's what I'm getting. I'm also getting that, when it maybe other people are not getting justice in the UK, but I'm getting that if you took this complaint, he pointed a gun at you and you had to get in the car. No. But yeah, so if If somebody tries to approach you, just be aware. There are some things that people are doing now. Like if somebody comes up and goes, hey, will you help me fix my tire? Or will you help me find my dog? No, do not be helping anybody. Even if they seem like they're an innocent person, or if it's a woman, just don't do it. Because you could go around that corner and boom, there's a bunch of people waiting. I also wouldn't be going places alone if you can avoid it. Until your country does what it needs to do to lock down and procure safety for the women and children, I would just be, if you can plan going like grocery shopping with your mom or something like that, or if you can just plan, something with another person. And I hate to say that, but that's, this is the real life things that you can do to protect yourself. You can learn self-defense, okay? There are certain places on the body that if you hit somebody, it's going to mess them up, like the throat, the eyeball. There's actually a place right here on the left side of the upper head that it's like a self-defense move, but it's something in the brain that basically will cause somebody to mentally become unconscious or like unaware, and then you can get away. But it's basically like a film that's over the brain that has to do with the ego. So like if you were to punch that, it would detach the ego. And then of course, knees, groin. But I want you to be safe to where you don't ever get in a situation where you have to defend yourself. I would stay away. I feel like this group of people is targeting children and teenagers, and they're also targeting people that go out and drink and party and are reckless. So, make sure that you're doing your due diligence just to stay safe. Yes. Yeah, the government, I'm surprised that something hasn't been done like immediately, to ensure the safety of your people. Like, what the hell is the king even there for if he's not going to, being realistic, the king won't have subjects. If the king continues to allow this immigration shit to go on, he's not going to have subjects in the future. Maybe he was thinking, oh, the more people we let in, the more subjects I'll have, the more taxes I can charge, and then the more money I'll get. But these people are probably not paying any taxes. They're probably living off of welfare systems. That's what I'm literally getting. And they target women, but these people are going to mess around and find out that they targeted the wrong one. And then there's, their God cannot do anything for them because their God is the devil. The devil can't do anything for anyone. The Ace of Wands. This is like giving me bat energy, like having one of those batons and whooping some ass. So yeah, there are stun guns. There's these sticks that you can pull out that have electric shock charge in them. And you could do an Amazon search on self-defense tools. But I don't get that anything is going to happen to you. But, if you feel like somebody's threatening you, go to the police station. If you feel like they're following you, call the police, report them. If you feel like the police is not going to do anything, then you may have to get badass. Like that one time, I don't even think that cell phones were out when I was driving. Or I didn't have it on me or whatever. And I did have a crowbar in my car, and I was like, okay, you're going to continue to follow me and stalk me, then I'm going to beat the shit out of your car with this crowbar. And then they were more concerned about their car by the time I was over there beating their ass. Well, they didn't even get out of the car. They just sped off. I'm lucky I didn't get ran over. Look, justice. Going to the justice system, seeking out justice. But yeah, it's really sad that your country is not doing anything about these criminals. But I also get that you've got a beautiful home. Like the inside of your home, the energy in it, it feels so good. So put up cameras around your home. Put up camera in your car if you can do that. And I would just be monitoring everything, especially if you're living in a situation where you don't have a male there all the time. You don't have a man there all the time. 9 of Wands. These people will end up leaving very wounded if they come for you. I think that if you walk with confidence, because I've been in some pretty weird situations before, and where people, I know that if my demeanor had been different, they would have tried to do something to me. I would stay away from certain parts of town. Okay, if you know where these people live, stay away from that area, and just make sure that you're staying in touch with your family and the people that you care about. You're a homebody, so am I. Yeah. But I'm not facing the terrifying situations that you are. So do your best to take care of yourself. Let people know where you're going. If you can go shopping like with your parents, I know that sounds lame, but like literally all the stuff that Spirit's showing me is like the best outcome to stay safe. And because the police are not doing their due diligence to provide safety for the citizens, they should probably all be fired. I mean, literally. Or they can maybe send in the militia or the army or something to take over and start, what they should be doing. This is what they should be doing. They should have martial law enacted, and they should have a curfew for all people under 18, and then a curfew for all adults a little bit later than the curfew for people that are under 18. And they should have checkpoints and all of that where people are being investigated. I'm not for sure why your country does not care about its own citizens. It seems to me like it's a greed situation, that they just want more people to get more taxes or something weird. The emperor. Look, it's giving the king's dumbass. This is probably all his fault. Like, I'm not even joking. It's probably basically all his fault. Oh my goodness. Well, when power, see, and the thing is like, I think what your country needs is more people in the political space that can start making better decisions, Because look, if what was happening in the UK was happening in the US, do you know what the US would do? The US would start building camps to put these people in. Because trust me, they did it at Pearl Harbor. They started pulling any Japanese person that existed and started putting them in camps that they made, and then questioned them over, interrogated them and stuff like that. America, the reason that stuff hasn't fully happened in America yet is because they're trying to be very slick about it. But I promise you this, if crime gets out of hand, it's not knowing who it will be. He has others to do the dirty work. Yeah. Continue to pray. Okay. And I will pray for you as well. And just make sure that you know how to defend yourself and make wise decisions. Okay. Never leave a drink unattended, even if it's just a soda or water. That's one thing. And then, when somebody takes out their phone and tries to take a picture of you or record you, do the same and take a picture of them and record them. I know this justice system in the UK is so bad. They're clowning around. Yeah. Yeah, your home. This is why I feel like you're the safest in your home. That's probably why you're a homebody. But if you do have to go out, see if you can go with a friend or if you can go with a parent, because, when you go out with somebody that, like, even if you're just going to the grocery store to get some stuff, if you go out with somebody, that's more people that they would have to take on. They want to get you when you're alone. That's what I'm getting, is that these people, they want to get you when you're alone, but they don't understand that you have God with you. And they also don't understand that what they worship, what they believe is God, is the devil. Because if the devil tells them to go grape and unalive and all of that stuff to somebody, that's not God, that's Satan. Lie, steal, cheat, destroy, that's all stuff the devil does. That is not stuff that God is going to ever tell anybody. But yeah, I wish that you could come to the US, seriously. But your home is so beautiful. And also, I am getting that you may end up finding somebody, dating somebody, and then having that extra security. And you may also want to invest in a dog. I know that Middle Eastern people hate dogs, so that would be another deterrent, Yeah, they are insane. It's real sad. It's real sad. But you're going to be okay. Like, everything that came out in the card shows me that you're protected by God. Just continue to pray and continue to do your exercises and all of that so you stay fit. And make sure you got bear spray, and make sure that if you can get a pew pew, make sure you use it. Not just going around on random people, but going to like a shooting range so that so if the time were to come where you get a big dog, yeah, where you ever had to use it, then there would be no like, oh shit, how do I use it? Because that's the way I feel. I'm like an anti-gun person just because I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of them backfiring. Yes, someone like you asking them will help create more enemies. Yeah, that's really sad. That's really sad. I mean, they need to get it together in the UK, seriously, before they lose their entire country. I mean, the king probably doesn't think it's possible, but I've literally looked at the situation, and it is absolutely possible that they get taken over by a terroristic regime. But they need to just look, the 10 of Cups came out twice. They need to reevaluate whatever their stance is, and all of the legalities and stuff like that, and the corruption needs to be eradicated. But until that happens, make sure that you're doing your due diligence. You thought about a dog? Yes. Big Doberman, absolutely. Doberman, German Shepherds, and then there's these big dogs like Mastiffs. They're called Mastiffs. They're huge. But yeah, I would do some research on like what's the best protection dog and what's the best dog that can be trained for that. You're very welcome. You're going to be okay. I know that you feel triggered, but just breathe, like literally do some grounding exercises. If you know any yoga, that YouTube probably has lots of yoga stuff that you can do, and just make sure you're rebalancing your root chakra. I did clear the energy. Yes, German Shepherds are such smart dogs. I did clear the energy in your root chakra, so I feel like you'll have a better opportunity. But yeah, I know you're a lone wolf. Get a wolf. Wouldn't that be nice? But literally, when I was being gang stalked, the one thing that actually got it to stop was me moving. The second thing was me facing the people head on and pulling out my phone and recording them back. They didn't like that. They were like, oh shit, and then they started to run away. But yeah, I wouldn't be worried at all. God's got you. God has got you, and you're going to be okay. All right, you guys, let's get a little bit of a general message in. There is somebody that wants to deceive the collective, which is everyone. But, I feel like this last Lionsgate, this 8/8 portal that just happened on the 8th, I feel on the 8th of the month, I feel like literally that portal opened up for two different realities. One's a low vibrational, one's a higher vibrational. So you've got somebody from the lower vibrational reality trying to deceive everything in the higher vibrational reality, and it's just not going to happen. Temperance, because the Archangel Michael, and this is another thing about moderation. Moderation is like knowing how much of something to do. If it's alcohol, knowing how much to drink, there are certain substances that lower one's vibration if you do to excess, like alcohol and probably other ones. So make sure you guys are not drinking and driving. But with Archangel Michael coming out the first card, it just shows me that this new timeline that's being forged by the chosen light workers, by you guys basically, it's being divinely protected. And so not just any old person can't just jump into this timeline. What else do we need to know? Knight of Cups. Be aware there may be somebody that wants to bring you something in a cup, okay? Maybe they want to make an offer to you. I feel like Archangel Michael is not going to allow this person in. I also feel like you guys will not allow this person in because they're a smooth talker and they're somebody that's very charming, but there's something very dark about their energy. This Knight of Cups. 6 of kids. Yeah, 6 of kids. Okay, maybe somebody has 6 kids. 6 of Cups. So Archangel Michael's protecting the children moving forward. I feel like we're now in the current age of Aquarius, which means that this type of abduct this person, sacrifice them, do all these devil rituals, that's basically out the door. It's not going to happen. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. And paying attention to your surroundings. Okay. when you're out. Also, if you guys have kids, teach your kids like about safety. I remember when I was little, I watched this video and it was, when we had VHSs because I'm old, but um it was like stranger danger type thing. It was like stranger danger. I'm serious, that's what it was called. And it was talking about how strangers are dangerous. Oh gosh, I remember this time when I was little and I was at the playground. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience, but I ran up to this lady, and I literally swear she looked like my mom so much, had the same red hair. Well, I'm adopted, but she looked exactly like my mother. And I ran to her and she's like, "I'm not your mommy. I'm not your mommy." And I was so freaking scared. And then my real mommy ended up calling me and I ran over to her and I was like, "Oh, I was so terrified. Mom, I thought that she was my mom." Oh my God. Oh my God, just terrifying. Like that facial recognition, There was also another time when my mom put on like I was really young. She put on one of those bright green overnight, like you sleep in them face masks. And I got up in the middle of the night, like I always do, with some type, well, I always did with some type of scary ass dream. And I ran in there and I was like, "Mommy," and her face was green and I thought she was an alien and I completely like freaked out. I was so scared. And then she explained to me that it was a face mask, but I still didn't understand. "Well, why are you wearing a mask, Mom?" I didn't understand what it was. Just scared. It also reminds me of Home Alone. If you guys haven't seen Home Alone, when Christmas comes around, it's a really good Christmas movie. He sets up little booby traps all over the house. It's so funny. So look, I'm looking at the 10 of Pentacles, and this person's got 2 dogs right there. So I do feel like dogs are a part of the community. They're a part of the society. I would consider a dog to be a family member if I had one. Okay. And they all have their own personalities. People that think that dogs are like stupid and whatever they think, dogs can't feel pain or that they're stupid. I think those people are stupid because I feel like dogs are a lot smarter than what we think they are. The Sun. So this is telling me that there could have been some type of childhood incident that triggered you, but the reason that it's coming about now is just so that you close a cycle. The energy of the sun and those sunflowers shows me that there's a lot of inner joy to be had and a lot of happiness. Also with the community as well, being a light to others, I have heard of like the neighborhood watch. We don't have one because there's literally no crime where I'm at, but like having a neighborhood watch, I think that would be beneficial for people. I'm also getting that it's a cultural difference between you and this other reality. There's some type of cultural thing where it's just too much of a difference between what you guys have going on in this other world. So yeah, there may be somebody that wants to come make you an offer, Queen of Pentacles, because they see that you're down to earth, that you're kind and that you're friendly and that you're stable and loyal. I get a big hit on loyalty. Yeah, you guys could be very loyal people. So it feels like the objective of Archangel Michael is to preserve your home, your inner child, your chakra system, the children in your community, and then the community itself. That's what I'm feeling. And I also get that, this other world, the only reason it wants to it's dying off. This other version of Earth where these low vibrational people are, that version of Earth is dying. Like it's going through some type of apocalypse. So this could be talking about the shift. If you haven't heard about the shift, well, is it in the Bible? I know that the Bible talks about the rapture. What is it? Revelations or something? I don't know if they talk about the shift in the Bible, but the shift is basically our planet has always been higher vibrational than the 3D. But since it's had multiple damages done to it, We're not going to blame the reptilian race, but it's part of that. But the damage has lowered the vibration of the planet. So now we're in the third dimension. There will be a shift where we end up shifting back to like a fifth dimensional reality, and everything will change. And that's what I'm getting is where this reality, this timeline that you're on, because we're all on different timelines, but they all connect to one another. This one that you're on, that's where it's going. This other person or these other people, because there's more than one of them, obviously, in this other world, their world is dying out. Whatever whatever they need for life force, they can't get. Yeah. I'm not even joking. I couldn't make this up. The freaking Four of Pentacles. This is talking about your home, your roots, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your strengths as a human, as a person, an inheritance, a gift, a large sum of money. I mean, it could be a large sum of money, but it could also be a gift like being a psychic, being a seer, being a healer, a teacher, being somebody that's got a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. Even if you have like occult knowledge. And this is where I feel like Christianity always loves to like blame people when they have abilities, even though they know these abilities come through our lineage. Like it could be an ancestor, it could be your great, 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 great grandma or something like that. That was also psychic and also intuitive, but it doesn't have to be your parent. Like it could be farther back, but it does exist somewhere in the bloodline. And that's what I'm getting here is that you guys have, it's not that you come from old money, but it's like you have a connection to gifts and abilities that no amount of money can buy. Like you have access to these within you at all times. That's what makes you a threat to other people. This is why they want to target, because they want to target you because they do not possess these same talents. And you guys could be very attractive people, but you're not stupid. You're not easily deceived. Not in the least bit. Two of Swords. If somebody gives you the creeps and you just get like a creepy, crawly, weird feeling being around somebody, get away from them, because your body will always show you through your discernment. I would call that discernment. Like if your body has a physical reaction to somebody, look, these people are blocked. The Two of Swords talks about them being blocked. I also feel like if you guys had somebody from the past that you were waiting for an apology for, I would just let that go. Just be okay with people not apologizing to you. Be okay with them either apologizing or not apologizing, because, you know, yes, you're all love but that 1%. Exactly. Rapture is very soon. Yeah, I think that it could be, the rapture could be the same thing as the shift. It's like where people, I don't get that people are, you know how in the movie, well, there was this one movie and it had Nicolas Cage in it. And was it called Left Behind? I think it was called Left Behind, but it was about the people that get left behind in the rapture, but the people just disappear out of their clothes. I don't think it's going to be that type of thing. I think it's going to be something more vibrational, like a vibrational thing, a vibrational shift. But I don't get that. I don't know when it's going to happen. I just feel that the timeline that you are on and that I'm on is moving towards that greater shift for humanity. And there may be people that want to jump the ship that they're on and try to swim and get on your ship, but no, they would have to raise their vibration. And this is why going within is so important at this time, because really everything, we don't know. Okay, I'm just going to say this. We don't know if we can trust AI. We don't have enough experience with it. And also, we don't know how old AI is. I know what they'll tell us how old it is, but we don't actually know how old it is because it's extraterrestrial technology. So, look, the Fool, we don't know. That's exactly it. Like, we don't know how old it is. I think there was this one movie that Shia LaBeouf was in, and it was like an AI kept targeting him, and it was like he was living in a society where everything was like AI generated, and it just kept targeting him, and he had to like do a bunch of crazy stuff to get out of that situation. I'm not getting that that's exactly what's going on, but I do feel like there are people out there that are misusing AI. Okay. And that form of intelligence, it can do a lot, but it can't do what the human soul can do, which is use discernment. So that's one reason why AIs can't be allowed to judge anything. They shouldn't be allowed to judge anything. YouTube, why are you letting AIs judge people's platforms? What is that? What is that? Okay, but whatever. There will be consequences. The more that we put our trust in machines and technology, and the less that we put our trust in ourselves, the more issues we're going to see in life. Knight of Pentacles. But it does feel to me like everything is just like escalating. Like, doesn't it feel like that? Like every situation that was going wrong feels like it's escalating. But to me, the escalation, it brings about, it's like a boiling point. It's like it'll tip over. Once the pendulum swings so far one way, then it will start to go back the other way. So that's why it's like, I'm not afraid of, I look at the rapture as a new beginning, as like, I don't look at it as some horrible event. If it is even an event, it could just be the slightest shift of consciousness where some people shift into a new vibration altogether and then other people don't. I mean, I do get that it has to do with free will because, again, we get to choose what we focus on. This Knight of Pentacles is running around a lot. Like they're running around a lot and they're trying to find an access point. These people are overrun by the devil. I can tell you that right now. So they're going to be in the low vibrational category. I don't feel like they're going to be able to just jump into a higher vibration. They need to just go within and do the work and really like look into these, you know, these people are being groomed to be predators. They need to go within and look at what they're being told and what they're being taught, and then see if that's even appropriate. Because I get that these people know that what they're doing is wrong. Okay, they know it. Queen of Wands. These people that do witchcraft, they also know that what they're doing is wrong. You know, even if they're thinking, oh, I'm just going to do this to create justice, or I'm just going to do this to make a wish. No. Wish, if you're going to wish for something and you're going to wish on a star, a jinn, a planet, or whatever else can be wished upon, because I don't know what all the things are that you can wish upon. But if you're going to make a wish, include with no harm to anyone and make it like something that it just has to do with you. I just would stay out of the realms of making wishes unless you've got a wish that you know is not going to be destructive. Because sometimes we think we know what's best for us, but what's best for us is actually not what we think it is. And so, for example, when I was younger, like before 2012, I was drinking a lot of alcohol because I could not control my abilities. And I kept seeing stuff, hearing stuff, and having spiritual experiences that were terrifying. And I felt like the alcohol would make it go away, but it actually amplified it. And so, yeah, now I don't drink, but, you know, I was trying to find a way to cope. I think that when people use witchcraft, it's kind of the same thing. They have a situation going on in their life that they're not happy with, and they're trying to find a way to cope with that. And then they think that, oh, if I go do a spell, that will help me cope with whatever's going on. But the thing is that we don't know what the outcome of that spell or that wish or whatever is going to become. And that's why I feel like it's a little bit dangerous. But, you know, if you were to involve God and being like for the highest and best good of all, and involving God and the Holy Spirit and the archangels, I think it would be fine, you know, because they're not going to do anything that's going to hurt anybody or go against anybody else's free will. But yeah, you got to give your spiritual team permission to help you. I suggest that you guys get ancestor money. Ancestor money is like paper. It's paper money that's got, I think some of them have like Martin Luther King Jr. Who else? I think that's the only one I can think of right now. When I get my ancestor money, and I'll show it to you guys, but you basically, it's money that every time you'll say a prayer, you'll burn it, and it's sending money to your ancestors so that they can help you on the other side. I know it sounds weird, but Spirit showed me that, yes, it actually does work. So I ordered some. because I was very doubtful of that. I was like, ancestor money, that sounds like bullshit. No, actually, it does work. It's the same thing if you like were to have an ancestral altar, just like a table with a picture of the people who have crossed over in your family and putting out some flowers for them, lighting a candle for them, that type of thing. It's just like that. It's only this is clearing up karmic debt with your ancestral lineage. And it's sending them money so that they can help you in whatever way you need help with. So a lot of witchcraft is transactional. When I look at witchcraft, most of it is transactional. It's, oh, if I give you this offering, if I do this, then you'll do that for me. It's a give and take type thing. I don't see a whole lot of people that just have, like, I see that the light workers and chosen people have natural magic, but you don't have to say no spells. You just speak it into creation and it starts to manifest. I also feel like writing down affirmations is a really good thing to do. And then just making sure that whenever you're out of the house, whenever you're out and about, stay aware. Be aware of your surroundings. If you go into a new building you haven't been to before, look where the exit signs are. Not only in case there was a fire, but in case something else were to happen, then you know how to get out of that building. I would also, make sure you're parking your car if you can. I know obviously car lots can get filled up, but if you can, park your car near cameras, that type of thing, just so that you're giving yourself extra safety at this time. But I don't get that there's anything that you guys need to be super worried about. You just need to know that there are people that want to jump into this new timeline, it's a new era. That's what it is. They want to jump into this new era, and they have not done the work yet. And so they wouldn't be able to maintain this new vibration. And you could be feeling like, oh my gosh, I've just gone through a whole rebirth. My system's been reset. You could literally been feeling like that, like energy going up and down and up and down. And yes, there was a little bit of manipulation going on, but also it's that energy going up and down is you raising your frequency. Every time that you heal a wound or you overcome an issue, you're raising your frequency. And by you raising your frequency, every time that you do that, you tap in with your higher self, you go within and you meditate. I suggest that you get the truth of God and use the God technique. You raise your frequency and you shift into a frequency of yourself that is untouchable by anything in the physical world or the spiritual. The Empress. Yeah. Because you guys are showing up as divine beings, and it's important for you guys to be protected because you're going to pass these wonderful gifts and abilities down to the next generation. And even if you don't have kids, that's okay. I think that the way that the world looks at women that don't have children is really stupid. Okay. Like, it's really dumb. The way that they look at people that don't have kids, it's really dumb. Because not everybody is going to be able to have kids. And not everybody should have kids. Okay, what else do we need to know? Justice. Yeah, I think that you guys are acting as vessels of justice in the physical world. And I say that because it seems to me like when any tomfoolery comes around you, these people get caught up. In one way or another, they get caught up and they get exposed. And then you end up seeing something about their true nature. And it's always going to be that way because you're divinely protected. When you guys pray, don't just pray for yourself, pray for, oh, poor Canada, pray for every person on the planet that God, and you can say that, okay, I'm praying Psalm 91, but I'm praying it for me. I'm praying it for every person that I'm going to come into contact with and everyone on the planet. I think the more that we do that, the more of the collective frequency we're going to raise. And then also it makes it so that other people don't get manipulated as easily. Because when witches do witchcraft, they don't just attack you, they attack your neighbors, your friends, your family to try to get people to turn away from you. And they don't want to mess around and get caught up in this justice system that is more spiritual than it is physical. Because it's literally Archangel Michael. Like, They don't want to they don't want to get caught up and imprisoned. The last thing these dumb witch people and warlock people want is for them to be imprisoned and not able, and physically or mentally, or put into a coma or whatever, not being able to be out there to be doing this bullshit to people. They also do not want you guys to reverse and return what they've done. But I would say anything that's not mine, any energy that doesn't belong to me, it returns back to whoever sent it, known and unknown, seen and unseen. That way you're not targeting people. You're just saying this energy is not mine and I'm not going to accept it. 8 of Wands. See, these people are at a crossroads. At least they think they are. They think that there's actually still an option for them to make a new decision, but there isn't. The only choice that they can make is to turn around. Turn around. They need to turn around and go. Okay. And get up. If these people want to continue with their witchcraft, they need to stay away from you, because you'll end up telling somebody about it or telling me, and then I'll end up clearing it. And then these people will be blocked. So if they really wanted to succeed, they should stay away from the chosen people. Okay. You know that saying, it says, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. That is it's a saying. I mean, we can't take everything in the Bible seriously because it could be a metaphor, but I do feel like when you're on divine assignment and you're here helping people, leading people, teaching people, or even just working on yourself, that's still a divine assignment. I feel like anybody that wants to intervene on that, they're not going to be allowed to, not in the way that they want to. And any delay that they cause you, they're going to experience 10 times more of that. I'm also getting that somebody is realizing that their destiny swap did not go through. Whatever they were wishing for to have that was yours, maybe this person wanted your mental health, your possessions, your physical health, the gifts you have. Either way, whatever they were after, they never attained those things. 6 of Swords, and now they're in spiritual court having to flee. This is what the majority of these people, once they get caught up, are going to do. And trust me, I would rather face a freaking judge in the physical world than Archangel Michael in battle. Okay. Like, put me before any judge rather than putting me before Archangel Michael, because I already know how that shit would work out. I would get my ass whooped. So these people, I feel like they're jealous and envious because now your vibration has put you in a place where, you know, you're out of reach for them. But yeah, we cancel all soul ties, all soul bonds, all contracts, all karmic contracts, anything that's not for our highest and best good, anything that was not consensual, and anything that is low vibrational and demonic. We just cancel and rebuke that. And we do not come into agreement with it. We want to break every covenant that is not with a higher power. Anything that has to do with these people and them thinking that they're entitled to what you guys own, that's a real weird feeling for me. The Hierophant. And any cults and covens and secret societies, we're calling judgment on that too, because they shouldn't be misusing their power to hurt and harm people. And I feel like a lot of these religions have sucked people down a very dangerous rabbit hole, put them into religious psychosis, and they're going to trap these people in the reality that's not going to shift to a higher vibration. That's what I'm literally getting, is that these are like soul traps, like religions are soul traps, and they do trap people. At least while they're on this earth, they trap people. I don't know. I don't even know about afterwards. Yeah, I also get they bring in the concept of hell. Now, if you didn't know that hell was real, you most likely, because when you transition, the beliefs that you have dictate where you go. Okay. People think that it's a God, a higher power, something else, but it's actually us. We dictate where we go. It's not anything other than us. I'm also getting that somebody was sending some energy so that you would like this is a stupid thing I'm going to say, but somebody was sending some energy so that you would burn something, like your house would catch on fire. None of that shit is happening. None of it. I'm not even joking. Literally. Make sure you got one of those fire blankets just in case something were to catch on fire in the oven. You can throw the blanket over it. But yeah, all this energy is being reversed because the justice is here. And this is time for you to have justice, High Priestess. Yes, we are eternal friends. Yeah, and praying for people, I think that that's doing them a kindness. Not praying that people change, just praying that God comes into the hearts of those who don't have God in their heart already. I was like leaking so much water. But I think, by doing that, when we start including everybody else in our prayers, I do feel like it has a better effect, and it includes everyone. And even the animals. When I pray and when I'm putting energy and intention out, I include everyone and everything, because I look at every single thing as part of God. Like it's all part of God's energy. So it should be respected. I'm also getting that technology is like getting to a point now where the human race just needs to be very careful moving forward with what we do with technology, because there is a level of abuse of power when it comes to technology, and that could cause severe circumstances in the future, especially with misinformation, right? Four of Wands. And of course, these AIs, we can ask them any question and they give us an answer back, but do we ever go and fact check what the AI gave us? Have you guys ever been in your car having Google Maps up or whatever other direction giving AI system there is, and then you get led to a complete different place than what you put in? I've had that happen to me before, and it was horrible. It was terrifying. The Four of Wands talks about completed projects. I just feel like there needs to be more security. And the vibration that you're entering into is a vibration of security. I wouldn't go down the path. If you're in religion, you're in religion. But I wouldn't go down any religion that is based upon fear. Like you're either going to be punished by God or you're going to go to hell. That's a fear-based religion, and both of those things are not of God. Okay? Fear is like the opposite of spiritual experience. Also, the Hierophant energy, they want money. Just be aware of that there are other objectives, not just bringing people to God, because truly these religions know that anybody can go within themselves and access God. They don't want people to know. And if we actually lived as Jesus did, we would be going within and accessing God. So what I'm getting is that these Hierophant groups, a lot of these religions are going to just pull people down a very dark, slippery, dangerous path, where what it does is it makes people feel like they're better than other people. And then that like little bit of elevation that people experience, thinking it's just a delusion, thinking that they're better than others, then they weaponize that against other people. And so that's why I feel like you guys are not going down that path. You've probably came out of that path, out of fear-based thinking. And I do feel like it is child abuse to tell a child that they're a sinner. They were born a sinner. They're going to die a sinner and they're going to go to hell. That is straight up mental abuse. Like that is not something we should be telling any person, child or no child, First of all, because it's bullshit. Secondly, there's nobody that's ever going to tell me that an innocent baby is a sinner. Excuse me? No, that's ridiculous. It doesn't even make any sense. And then to further that, like I straight up do not want to follow a God that would be punishing innocent babies and shit like that. Like, no. Okay. I know that real God is good. And the one that's in these books is probably some type of fucking Anunnaki or higher dimensional being. 8 of Cups that walked away from us when we needed them the most. You know what I mean? So these people are going to be wanting to run, and they're going to be like, oh, the collective looks like they're doing so good. How can I get over to where they're at? And this is not Chutes and Ladders. There's no roll of the dice that's going to get them to your destination. They have to do the work themselves. If they want to go where you're going, they need to go within and start doing the work. And then they'll be able to forge their own path to get, to where you're at. But as far as them being able to just swap places or just jump into your shoes, it's not going to happen. 7 of Cups, that's a delusion. It literally is. If they would do the shadow work, they would evolve. This is why I feel like these people are running away from themselves. They really are. They're running away from themselves. They're scared. And maybe they don't know that they're creating their own reality. 5 of Cups, probably not. They probably are not aware of that. I think I was privileged. I came across The Secret. It was like 2012, maybe. I had a major awakening in 2012. I've always been psychic, but then 2012 is when I was like, okay, I'm going to actually do this for a living. I'm not going to pursue anything else. But I'm getting that, yeah, these people, they want the gifts that the chosen has, but the reason that they want these gifts and these abilities is because they want to use them for evil. And this is why they're not allowed to just jump timelines. They've got to go through whatever they have going on in their life. Strength. And you continue to get stronger every day. Like truly. Oh, welcome in, Marina. Okay, so I am going to answer Marina's question. You're meditating, practicing touch healing. Okay, interesting. And you were shown the flower of life energy symbol. Nice. Shown to you to move it from your right hand to your left hand and to move it. What does that mean? Oh my gosh, what a good question. Okay. So let's look into that. I'm going to get another deck of cards. I don't think I have the deck of cards that I want to use for that. Give me 1 second. Okay. So what I was thinking of was a seed of life, but we're going to look up the flower of life and see what the definition is. What I was getting is that, so your left hand, when you're doing energy work, your left hand is for receiving energy. Your right hand is for giving energy. What is the spiritual meaning of the flower of life?
The flower of life is a sacred symbol with overlapping circles, representing the blueprint of creation, unity, and the universe's cycles. It symbolizes interconnectedness, containing geometric patterns that build reality and promotes harmony through meditation and energy harmonization.
And then this picture that is on my phone is showing me the flower of life with the chakras. And so I was guided to get the chakra deck. So what I'm getting is that when it comes to that, well, first of all, the flower of life, if you were to look through like a magnifying glass, so is a magnifying glass, what are the ones that you look through and you look at bacteria? Well, if you were to look through one of those things, you would be not a magnifying glass. What are those things? There, you use them in science. So you'd be able to see, if you could look to go down to the quantum level, you would be able to see that the flower of life exists in every single thing that's a physical creation. So it's kind of like a starting point, but it's also something that's full and whole in itself. So it's like it's at its completed state. What I'm getting is that you're tapping into like quantum healing. And it could be that, well, if you don't have a crystal grid, I would get a flower of life crystal grid and then put that in your home somewhere where it's not going to be disturbed. Put crystals in it and see how it affects, because it's a starting point. It's a basis of where you can start energy wise. I'm also getting that you're seeing this because your channeling ability. God, what is going on with my words? Yeah, you're channeling. I don't know why I was going to say challenging. Your channeling ability is opening. So that's a throat chakra thing. All right, so let's see what comes out. I love this deck of cards. I feel safe beyond the bounds of what I know. So if you don't know about sacred geometry, it would be really good for you to do just like there's a YouTube channel called Spirit Science, and it's got a little cartoon, and they have a sacred geometry episode that goes through like all the different types of sacred geometry. I suggest that you watch that because you'll learn so much. Like I should probably rewatch it actually as well, because it was years ago that I watched it. So this is talking about your root chakra. I don't know. Look, it looks red to me, but when I put it up to the camera, it looks orange. That is literally really weird. Okay, so it says, I feel grounded as I learn to follow the undercurrents of my emotional shadow and sexuality. I dig deep into the feelings that may be stirring just under the surface without fear. Yeah, anything that comes up, especially when you're doing energy work, you've been looking into it and learning a lot. Yeah. So if you have a compass, I think they're called a compass, the little things that it's like the Freemason symbol, and you can put it, you can literally draw the flower of life. I'm sure that there's a YouTube video that will teach you. But you put it down and then it's one fluid motion of making circles. I would work with sacred geometry in a sense of programming it. That's why I feel like it's really good to be used as an energetic grid. And then if there is anything that comes up that either when you are having like visions, don't be afraid of it. Feel safe enough in your body and in your experience to that, because it's going to keep happening. What I'm getting is that every time you peel back another onion layer, you're going to have another vision. So this is more like you integrating that part of yourself into this life that you have. It says, finding enjoyment in my life is the light I find on the other side of my own shadow. And if there is anything that comes up in the shadow, you can use energy work to work on that. But I would just face it head on, because you microscope. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Wow. Another throat chakra and the sacral. Oh, this was sacral and the root. That's why it's orange. Okay. So sacral chakra is emotions, relationships. Root chakra is safety, security. My movement speaks for itself. The way I move says a lot about how I feel. My sexual vibe, twice now about sexuality. Okay. I don't get that you have anything bad going on with sexuality. But I do get that there could be something repressed, like a repressed emotion about it, or a nervousness about it. It says, my sexual vibe is a mirror of my ability to be honest and clear in myself, allowing softness to flow between my breath, and the movement of my yoga poses opens me up to going with the flow in the rest of my life. So yeah, but there's definitely a lot of information on the flower of life. I know that people have done like seminars on it. Like that's how much information there is. And it's how it was explained to me was that the flower of life is the pattern that's inside every cell, every atom, every part of every molecule of creation. That's how it was explained to me. And it is so weird. Every video that I do, when it gets to 1 hour and 51 minutes, it like reconnects. It's really weird. My daily routine transforms my body. This one's this solar plexus, which is right here under the rib. It's like under your boobs, basically. Transforms my body. And then so we have solar plexus and we have root chakra. So a lot of root chakra energy. So yeah, this is something about you feeling safe. Developing a daily routine transforms unhealthy behaviors into good habits and motivates me to set healthy physical boundaries. As I learn to overcome bad habits for myself, I am freed from any need to be manipulated by others. Yeah, I don't feel like you are being manipulated or by life circumstances. I own my feelings, creativity, and sexual power. So yeah, the sacral chakra does have to do with sexuality, but it has to do with relationships as well. It says my gut instincts help me own up to my emotions, enjoy sex, and be creative. Wow, the fact that I'm shuffling the deck. So the fact that these are all coming out and they're kind of like the same, they've all got something within the root chakra. I think that you're just being called to look at where you don't feel safe. Says life's playtime is my biggest motivation. I feel passion in sex, emotionally and creatively when my partner. So if you don't have a partner right now, then you probably don't have sex. But when you do have a partner, unless you're having sex with yourself, okay, which would be like masturbation, I would say to do tantra if you can. I would say to do tantra. My Shakti nature, the inner divine feminine. I love that. My past mortality, Shakti is the chakra word for Mother Nature. My feminine material perspectives. The tree of knowledge, fruit, her wisdom in my body. The work I do goes through all of my chakras to awaken my path, clear blocks, break through limitations, and align. So what I'm getting is that when you see the flower of life in something, there's intention there. And then just becoming aware of the intention. What I like about the Shakti energy is that it's very nurturing and it's very, very powerful. I feel joy in my accomplishments. The solar, sacral and solar. Finally, we got one that wasn't the root chakra. Interesting. So acting on your own instincts, on what you pick up on, nurtures your power for fun. My work is a creative play for me. My accomplishments flow actively outside the box. I enjoy transformation as emotional courage is my nature. I feel synergy and motivating groups to have fun with any task at hand. Throat in the solar plexus. So throat and solar plexus. My truth empowers my actions. Yeah, Shakti is both a goddess and also a very powerful energy. Well, she's like a Hindu goddess and a very powerful energy. Being honest with myself helps me to own up to the truth of who I am. When I value my integrity more than my ego's projections, I act from what is true for me. Being in my own vibe of integrity sends out rings of truth, which motivates others to reclaim their true self. Okay, so we're going to now pull from the tarot. I want to use the Thoth deck. My beloved Thoth deck. Oh my goodness. I just feel like the Thoth deck has extra cards that are really good that the regular tarot doesn't have. 1111 when I was saying that on the timer. Okay, so what else does Marina need to know of moving forward about what she's seeing in her visions, and then what is going to happen for like the future. Or do we even need to focus on the future? Because it's kind of like focusing on now. Make sure that these are all in the upright. You know, what your guides are saying is that you're having a lot of awakening experiences, a lot of openings, like in your chakra system, which is a good thing. And there's a lot of like breakthrough and blockages that are being cleared right now. So I feel like you're releasing old habits, you're releasing a lot of dense energy. And I don't even think that this energy was something that you were super consciously aware of. I think it was something that's either genetic or it's just been with you for a while now. Your dreams could have been really weird for like a little while. Just make sure that you write them down because they may not make sense today, but they could make sense like tomorrow or the next day. And I'm also getting that everything that you're learning right now when it comes to energy work is preparing you for the future. So it's something to build upon. I feel like you can use the flower of life to put any intention down, like any intention. Which would be like if you were to draw one yourself, because you don't have to go buy one. You can literally draw one if you've got a compass, or if you've got a cup or something circular, you could definitely draw it, but you want it to be precise, like mathematically precise, because that's what sacred geometry is, but it will hold intention. So you just think about the intention that you have when you're drawing it, when you're working with that, you know, I would use it as a form of grid. Okay, what else does Marina need to know? Yeah, you've turned away from whatever this debauchery is. You've turned away from it. To me, it feels like you have literally changed so many habits. So maybe like in the distant past, you used to like, well, just the normal things that we didn't know that were debaucherous, right? Like reality TV shows and stuff like that. Maybe in the distant past, there was an energy of debauchery. I don't get that it's with you now. I get that you've literally specifically exercised that from your life. Like you're at a state right now where you're not willing to engage in anything low vibrational. And I'm really proud of you. Queen of Swords, look, this is literally talking about how you have cut off everything that was debaucherous, even to the point of cutting off your own ego. When Kali is standing there holding the head of Shiva, that's like, it represents cutting the ego off. You could also do this for other people. Like people probably get their egos hurt when they're around you because you speak truth. Like you just don't have a filter when it comes to the truth. You just always speak the truth, which is a good trait. Luxury. Yeah, because if you were still in the energy of debauchery, it would be very hard to have luxury. And I feel like your life is meant to be luxurious. Like you're meant to not have to work like a slave and stuff like that. Everybody's journey will be different, but we're all having a human experience. So what these cards do is they map a human experience. So we can see like where you're at right now. So because you've cut off debauchery, now you can enter into the life of luxury. And it's going to be a swift change as well. A lot of fast moving energy coming in. And just to let you know, I believe it was yesterday, there was a full solar eclipse. And then there was also this planetary alignment thing that happened it's not going to happen for like a long time. I don't know how long, but yeah, all the planets are in alignment right now. So I think the energy that you're putting forward at this time is super important for your future. So you could be using the flower of life to program your future energy. And I would just be focusing on gratitude and being thankful that you have learned like these major life lessons and that you have cut the ego out and that you're able to see things from a higher perspective. Ace of Cups, from the perspective of God's love being in everything and everyone. Even if those people are not aware of it, it's still there. The Fool, this is exactly what I'm talking. Even if people are not aware that they are made up of God's energy, this is what I feel like if the demons knew, demons, listen up. If y'all knew that you were made up of God's energy and you had a higher self that was God, would you be in the lower state? Probably not. I think it's due to a lack of awareness. I mean, maybe some of them would still choose to be low vibrational, but you've been presented with the information and knowledge that your higher self is God, and you've actually gone through an ascension. Look, and all of this evil eye energy that you've been battling, it's not even touching you. I mean, that's something to be super grateful for. Because I think in the past you weren't aware that that even existed or that people could do that. And now that you're aware of it, it's like God's love is so greater than any negativity. We just can't even compare the two. We really can't. I think that you were put on this spiritual path so that you could awaken and learn how to protect yourself and how to cleanse your energy and how to connect with spirit and how to connect with nature. Strength, because it's going to make you stronger as a person. As a spiritual being having a human experience, it's going to make you stronger. It's going to help you understand what you're seeing around you as well. I get a lot of a lot of pixie, gnome, and fairy energy surrounding you is what I'm seeing. So like a lot of orbs. You could be somebody that sees orbs on a day-to-day basis. Those orbs are positive energy. Prince of Cups. Who's the Prince of Cups? Okay. There may be somebody that comes in that wants to offer you a cup of love. It feels like this person is going to be somebody that's in a similar place to where you're at on your spiritual journey. Like they're working on themselves. They're discovering, having a spiritual awakening and discovering things about themselves. Sorrow. This person that you end up meeting, maybe they're going to tell you about their past sorrows. Maybe what I'm getting is that you guys will both of you guys will have the same, almost the same traumas to talk about. I'm also getting that there could be like another energy that's really sad that you've moved on and that you've like elevated your vibration because now they know that they don't stand a chance. Pleasure. I get that, you know, all of, when I was doing the chakra deck and all of the every day, all day, all of the sacral and root chakra stuff was coming out. I get that there is something going on with that. Maybe opening up to feeling safe with sexuality. Maybe it's a trust issue from the past. But I'm getting that writing down the affirmation that I feel comfortable and I feel pleasure in my body. I feel comfortable in my body. My soul is at peace within my body. That type of thing. I feel like that by you just writing that down. And when you start to feel this energy creep up on you, because there's nothing that we can really do to change other people, right? Like if somebody feels like you have something that they want and then they hate you for that, like we can't do anything about that. All we can do is do what we can do with our energy. So what I'm getting is that, you know, ignoring it isn't going to make it go away, but addressing it head on will. And the more that you are centered in your body and centered in your spirit, the better it's going to be for when you have to deal with those types of energies. Because somebody could be sending you the evil eye unknowingly. Like maybe, and this is why I will tell you guys, when the evil eye happens, it's not always somebody doing a ritual. Ruin. See, somebody wants you to ruin your ability to have pleasure. I don't know why, though. Is this a masculine energy? Who's doing this? The ruin energy. If you're afraid of sex ruining something, I would release that as well. I think that there's a lot of beliefs about sexuality that just need to be looked at, and sensuality as well. Who is the energy of ruin? Why did that pop out? Can I get clarification on that? So yeah, there could be a belief that you have that's ruining your ability to have pleasure within your own body. Prudence. And it's not that you're prude. Look, the first card was debauchery. Prudence. Somebody wants to straight up ruin. If you're celibate, they want to come in and make you not celibate. I mean, That's definitely here. I'm also getting that, being a prude, it sounds bad, but it's not bad. It's really not. It just means that you're more selective. Princess of Swords, you're probably in the energy of prudence because you feel like you have to defend yourself. And that's why all of that root chakra energy was coming out. But realistically, do you have to defend yourself? On an energetic level, you do. In real life, I don't see any type of person coming after you, nothing like that. I feel like you slay demons, you literally slay the demons and people before they can even get close to you. You're very good at picking up on that type of energy. And when people are being egotistical and narcissistic, like you can sense it. And then you just cut that out. Yeah. And when anyone comes on the oppression shit, you always know. And you could have been feeling like, oh, I just feel so oppressed being in this body. I want you to switch your thinking to like, this is a blessing. Being in this body is a blessing. This is a blessing because it truly is. We may think that our lives are just miserable, but then not having a life at all. Just think about like not being able to have a body. How shitty would that be? Or having a body that had tentacles or something like, oh God, no. So I think with gratitude and then using the flower of life to program the intention that you want, that's basically a crystal grid, but you could make a grid without crystals in it if you don't have crystals. But yeah, you're doing very good. You're doing very good. I feel like you've entered into a new stage of your existence where these issues that rise up are not going to be as doom and gloom as you used to think that they were. Because I don't get that they actually are doom and gloom. Okay, I think one more person had a question. I will go look at that. Let me see. Okay, just to let you know, I don't know what the A is, what type of money that is. But I will look at your question really quick. I do charge $20. I don't know what the A is, but $20 American. Okay, you're scared and think that you're really hated. Should you leave? You're wondering. Okay, so, I don't even know how to say that name. Let's just call you Ray because I can say that part. Let me know that you're still here, Ray. I'm wondering if it would be worse for you to leave. No, I don't get that it would be worse for you to leave. If your workplace is toxic, yeah, you've got a lot of people at your, okay, good. You're still, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, if you can't send more, that's okay. But, I do have a book of wisdom. I've got 2 books. I've got this one, which is Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. This is the book I wrote. This book will teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people. And then The Truth of, which is an advanced intuitive living workbook written by Michael Stedman. That is also of it tagged in the products. Okay, so I will pull a couple cards for you, Ray, and let's just kind of see what's going on. If you can send the other $5, do it. But if you can't, that's okay too. All right, so what I'm getting is that you've got a lot of haters at work. So it is something that you do very competitive. Yeah, the Book of Wisdom and the Book of Truth, for sure, the Truth of God. So, because what I'm getting, Ray, is that you've got competitive energy coming towards you, which means somebody wants to, oh, thank you so much. Somebody wants to either replace you or they don't want you there. This could be because you shine brighter than them. So I don't know how long have you had this job? 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords, the first card. That's crazy. This is talking about a truce or a break in the fighting. I feel like if you did leave this job, well, you obviously don't want to just leave a job up and leave it and not have another one backed up, right? You want to make sure that you got another one. But I do feel like you would be happier doing a different type of work, or at least working with different people, because whatever it is that you're doing, there's just so, for 5 years. Oh, wow. You have those books too? Good. for 5 years. Look, you deserve a break, sweetie. This has been a very toxic workplace. You can leave. Okay, yeah. I mean, if I were you, I would leave just to get away from those people. Because those people the people that you have working around you do not have good intentions for you. Like, it would be normal to think like, oh, well, maybe a manager could have a little bit of off energy. But when it's like everybody, like, I'm literally getting it's giving Mean Girl vibes. If you haven't seen the movie Mean Girl, is it you? It is something about you, but it's not you as in like you're the problem. You carry a light within you that these people don't have. I don't get that it's your fault. If you could look back into childhood, how many times were people just really mean to you for no reason, out of jealousy and envy? Yeah, look at this. The Two of Wands came out. This is you thinking of a better world. I just think that this job that you've been in, you're dealing with people who are low vibrational, who are not happy. They don't love themselves and they're not happy with their own lives. And then they see you, even though you don't feel 100% happy with your life, like you're still better off than they are. And they just can't, they're like, why are they so this and that, you know? That's the energy that they hold. But it's because you actually want to make a positive improvement for the world, you know? Yes, the darkness, definitely. The light cannot exist without darkness. There has to be a balance. But it feels like you're dealing with people who don't have souls. Like when I look at them, and this hasn't happened for a while, because when I used to live in a place that all the people around me did not have souls. They were like just dark voids on the inside. And then I would come across somebody that had a soul and I would be like, oh my gosh, yay. Like there's another one of us that exists. So these people could just be very like greedy people, low vibrational, very like have very empty on the inside. Eight of Wands. Yeah. This is putting you at a crossroads. I feel like you'll be able to get another job. I really do. It's not like you're there. It's not like you're doing anything, but these people gossip about you, and it's giving like that. Oh, it's giving like that they make fun of you and talk about you when you're not there. And like, so obviously these people don't have any good sense within them, because anybody would know that that's not how you should be behaving at work. Four of Cups. You're dealing with people that are bored and they don't want the cup that life dealt them, basically. Well, it is what it is. Most people don't like what God has given them. It's a lot. It's a lot for you to deal with because these people are projecting onto you. But I also get that, you know, you are divine feminine energy. This could be the energy. Both the Empress and the Star could be the energy that's causing these people to be irritated. So it's like, it's more of your light irritates their demons. I would call down judgment on them. I would say, God, I call down judgment on any known and unknown, seen and unseen enemies. And by doing that, I think that it's going to open up a new door in the world here for you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, is that if you call for judgment and you just leave this job behind, you're going to find another place of work, but you want to go within and resolve why you encountered so much jealousy throughout your life. When did it start? What belief is there? I would go through and be working through that so that you don't create the same situation at the next job. But I also get that you want to, the job should be like this, where you are fulfilling something for them and they're fulfilling something for you. If you're leaving work feeling drained and not good about yourself, then it just is showing you that the environment that's you're surrounding yourself with by being at that job is not good for you. Two of Cups. I also feel like this job is very demanding, okay? And you should be probably getting paid more. The Two of Cups talks about a divine soul contract, and it also talks about, you know, a possible love union coming in. But you're dealing with jealous, envious people that are petty and are very self-centered, okay? You're like the exact opposite of them. I literally think it's your light that irritates their demons. You're going to be okay, though. Queen of Pentacles confirmation. Like, you're a very good worker. You show up on time and you do the work that's asked of you. I don't see any reason why. You have someone who loves you. Oh, yay. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. So yeah, uniting with that person. And you know what? I get a good vibe off of this person. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. So you've got somebody that can be a support system to you. So, don't be afraid to tell people no, and don't be afraid to ask for what you need. Okay? Because if this job is not fulfilling what you actually need, which is peace, like there's something about this job, there's no peace in it. 6 of Swords. And remember, HR department it does not exist to protect you as a worker. It exists to protect other people. Okay? The company, basically. So yeah, I feel like you can walk away and find something better. I'm also getting that you may want to like take a vacation or something, because it seems like you've been working really hard for a long time. That's what it feels like. There may be some other type of ability that you have, or trait or talent that you're good at, that you want to start using or working with, as like a hobby. Knight of Pentacles. I think that this is the person that loves you. So they're giving good vibes. I just feel like this job does not deserve you, okay? And there may be something that you end up finding out about that's way more fulfilling. 7 of Swords. Yeah. So it looks to me like any selfish decisions that this company makes is going to be the end of that company. Like, it's kind of giving the vibes of, underpaying and overworking. That's what it's giving the vibes of. I feel like you have enough experience that you could be a manager. Maybe these people do not want you to ascend in the company. I feel like they've formed their little clique, You don't know if you can even get a reference, anyone who's actually on your side there. Oh, goodness. And you've been there for 5 years. So I'm answering Ray's question right now. Yeah. Shit. That is a blockage right there. Not being able to get anybody to write a reference letter. Okay, let's see what can be done about that. I don't know why do these people hate you so bad? It's not like you've done anything, Death. Look, it's like there's going to be an ending when it comes to this job eventually. I don't think it's for your highest and best good to stay with this company. And maybe you should talk to, like somebody higher up in the company and ask for a reference letter and given your 2 weeks. And then, start looking for another place. Because I do feel like if they don't like you, if they really hate you, they'll be like, they'll want to get you out of there. And so they should have no problem writing a reference letter. King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like these people are very judgmental. That's weird. Why are they so judgmental? What is going on with that? Yeah, you don't want all this time to pass by and you to still be miserable. That's what I don't want for you. 4 of Wands. There may be something that you can do to help you, like writing a book, doing poetry, another way to channel this energy so that it's not just like lingering around you. Because, if you've got the resources to where you can just up and leave, I would give your 2 weeks and then find another place to work. But if it's a situation where you can't just up and leave, then I would be finding creative ways, journaling, stuff like that. Maybe even writing a book on how to deal with jealous people, how to deal with the situation you've been in. But I would do something with that energy instead of just like sitting in it, because I feel like it just keeps amplifying the sun. Maybe you need to get out in the sun more and go for more walks. You know, if you've got a pet, take your pet out. I feel like you need to let your inner child out and let it play. And I also get that the person that loves you is very supportive of you. So if you were like, look, I want to leave this job, what do you think? I think that they're going to support you. So I'm not feeling like any warning signs with that person or anything. I just feel like for some reason, these people at this job, they don't, are you really beautiful? Is that what it is? Sometimes when you're really beautiful and attractive, or you're just really kind, like you have something really nice about you, very nice qualities or traits, people will straight up hate you for no, and they'll just hate you on the fact that you have something that they think that they don't. The Five of Pentacles, I feel like you're worried about being casted away. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think it would be better for you to switch jobs now and do it on your own rather than waiting for, because the universe wants you to move in a new direction. But if you sit in the same position, being unhappy every day, there may be something that comes along that forces you to move in a new direction. And that could be a new opportunity, or it could be getting fired. And so if you leave on your own free will, I mean, literally, I'm not seeing that you do anything wrong at your job and you actually work, where these other people don't even work half the time. Like they're on their phones or they're doing other nonsense. I don't see why they wouldn't give you a good referral. The Fool. Yeah, maybe because they're unaware. Yes, meditation is definitely going to help. I also feel like if you have a fear of being casted away or being homeless, drop that now, because that is not serving your highest and best good. Start putting your faith and trust in your higher self and in God, in the Holy Spirit, the divine, whatever you believe the higher self is, because I feel like there is a route. You know what I'm being shown? Okay, like a labyrinth or a maze. There is a way out of this situation. It's just going to require you doing some thinking and then, you know, literally doing something in the right time, like the right time frame. Also, don't be afraid to ask for a referral, okay? Don't be afraid. There's got to be somebody at the company that at least is partial to you. I think that there's somebody that's higher up in the company. That's what I'm getting. Page of Cups. Look, you have people who are literally younger than you trying to compete with you. No. What is that? You also have people that they see you as a star. You're shining brightly, and it's causing them to feel like they're insignificant. And of course, anybody standing next to a star would feel insignificant. The Ten of Swords. See, these people are leading themselves into the disaster, like point blank period. They're going to be acting like the victim. I also feel like you do the majority of the work. The Hierophant. Yeah, there's got to be somebody up higher up in the company that you can ask for a reference from. Too bad you don't have a family member or somebody that could just do a reference for you. Isn't that so annoying? Like, what do employers do if you don't have a reference? If you don't have anyone to reference, like, what do they do? Because they want to go off of your past experience, but you may end up finding something that you want to do for yourself, like starting your own type of company. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, if it's showing me that if you walk away, the tables will start to turn in your favor. Things will start to work out. Well, I mean, they're already working out, but it's just that you're unhappy, and I don't want you to continue to live in a state where you're unhappy. And you thinking, is it me? Is it me? It is you, but it's nothing that you can do. about it because your light irritates these people's demons. Okay. They want to be low vibrational and you're the opposite of that. And so they don't like that. Page of Swords. They're also very nosy. You feel totally end of the line. Yeah. So you might as well just like leave while you still have some, I don't want to say like reputation. It's not even like you've done anything. Isn't that the most retarded thing ever? It's you've not even done anything. It's just these people are not you part of your soul tribe. Like they're karmic energies for you. So I would look at this as a blessing because you're getting to close out a lot of soul contracts with a lot of karmic people. And then also it's going to give you the opportunity to do something that you actually like to do, which I think you'll feel much more fulfilled and happier with. The Hangman. Because, yeah, if you stay in the position, they're going to end up sacrificing you. These people are just like waiting to catch you up on something or trying to find out something about you to get rid of you. So whatever you've been picking up intuitively, I think is very accurate. I hope that these people just, stop being so damn mean. It's like they're shunning you. It's giving that energy, which is a form of abuse. Eight of Pentacles. Look, they will sacrifice you for your job. Like these people have no problem throwing somebody under the bus. And if they're focused on you with negative intention, then they're going to be ready to throw you under the bus at any given moment. I feel like that in itself is a dangerous situation. And and even though it was, should the cards be different if it was you? What do you mean? If it was you that was being jealous? Yeah, the cards would have showed up differently. If it was you that was the problem, it would have showed up in one of these cards. And one of them would have been in the reverse. But actually, you've showed up as the Empress. So you're showing up as the Divine Feminine, the highest ranking card, and the Star. So yeah, the only thing that I get that it's you is that it's, is that you shine brightly. Maybe you outperform these people as well. But these people are not, they don't love themselves and they're not happy. They're not happy at all with their lives. Look, this is the type of time that they're on. They're not, look, you want to have a job where this is not attached to it. People who are greedy and self-centered. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but I will tell you that the long term, this situation is not your situation. And also, you are worthy and deserving of having a good situation, a very good working life, like one that you can actually be happy with. Okay, we're almost out of time. I've got to go get something to eat. Let's pull one more card. But now that you know that this is the core energy of the people that you work with, it'll be easier to walk away. Ace of Wands. This is telling you this is a perfect time, I know that you feel afraid, but literally it looks like these people are going to try to fire you or trying to trip you up in something. So with the Ace of Wands coming out, I feel like if you take a chance in a new direction, you'll be so much happier. And you may be thinking like, oh, I want to start a family. Like there's other things that you have in mind that you want to do. And with this job, it's almost like the job is taking up all of your energy and your time. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like these people, you're definitely right. They don't like you, but that's their problem. That doesn't mean that if you go to another company that those people won't like you. It's just the company that you're at right now. The people there don't like you, but they like the work that you're able to do. Let's see. I've been on here for 2. Yeah, I can do one more question, but then I've got to go after that. I've got to get something to eat. So go ahead and send your question, Marina. But I wish you the best, and I will be praying for you that everything goes good with your job. Yeah, you're going to be okay. You're going to make it through this. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys are so welcome. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so okay, in 2012 you had your awakening also. Wow. Wow, and that's like when the Mayan calendar ended. That's so crazy. But it was horrific and traumatic. So was mine. Yeah, I did not like it. And you've never understood it fully. Okay, let's look at that. Yeah. So 2012 was the ending of the Mayan calendar. Now, we don't really know why the Mayan calendar ended for sure, but we can assume. I mean, I think that maybe they just stopped writing, they stopped recording at a certain time. But a lot of people went through awakening at 2012. A lot of people did. And so they definitely came out of, you know, being asleep, right? Which was very traumatic. For me, it was like overnight, like literally overnight, just, ugh. It was like overnight going from seeing spirits and then seeing them everywhere. Okay, I think I want to get another deck. Let's see. Okay, I love this deck so much. We're going to do the Starseed Oracle. Because I feel like 2012 had a lot to do with Starseed's awakening. And an awakening process isn't going to look like rainbow and butterflies. It's just not. Because usually we're waking up from being asleep. Yes, you did. You definitely did choose to have an awakening in 2012. And then you also chose a higher spiritual path way before this lifetime. I mean, you've been on other planets that have gone through awakenings as well. So we're going to pull some knowledge from the Starseed Oracle and just see what kind of pops out. Because I feel like your awakening is like, the reason that it was so intense was because there was so many illusions mixed in to your life at that time. And so it was like a veil was lifted, and then all of a sudden you could see stuff and feel things on a whole new level. And you being a very sensitive person just goes to show that, your abilities were always active. It's just when you came online, it's like you remember like back in the day when we would have to try to dial into the internet and it would make those like really weird sounds. I would always hear voices when those sounds were being made. But what I'm getting is like it's like when your abilities activated, it brought you onto like a new frequency. The courageous peony. It's a type of flower. I don't know how you say it. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. So, Bath and Body Works? They used to have a lotion that was peony, however you say that, and it smelled so freaking good. It was like my favorite thing. Okay, so this is talking about flowers, obviously, with the flower there. But it's also talking about, how flowers bloom? That's kind of what is happening with your abilities. It's like something blossomed. So flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You are being called to do the same. So yeah, like I was saying, it was definitely predestined before you came into this lifetime. Oh, is it that Julius Caesar decided to burn down the what was it? The Library of Alexandria? That was so bad of him to do. So it says, it's time to open yourself up to be seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted true nature. I do agree with this. With the world around you, to uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering. To own your uniqueness without apology. Yeah, never apologize for being a sweet person. There's a flower, and that smell was very sweet. It was like, oh, it was so nice. Such a nice smell. So there's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is, readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it is safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The courageous peony is here to remind you that it's safe to embody all of who you truly are. It is safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, and you may be afraid of what others will think. I would just not care what other people think. I mean, I have to tell myself that every day. Like literally, it's a process. It says, but with each passing day, it becomes easier. It does sometimes. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you. It absolutely, when you're your authentic self and you're allowing yourself to be your authentic self, and you're not hiding, there's really nothing wrong with you that you need to hide any part of you. But you know, you draw in the people that are the same vibration as you, and they'll appreciate you for being who you are. So yeah, it says little by little you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you, and experiences that you've been longing for arrive at your feet. It's basically becoming in alignment. When you're in alignment, you draw in your soul tribe, and your soul tribe will come. They'll come, and you'll have good experiences. And then there will be some people that are attracted to you because of this wonderful smell, and they may not be a soul tribe member, but it still is part of probably your purpose to help them awaken. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So maybe you're being encouraged to drink more water. I don't know why that looks like snow, but that's actually flowers. This is like white flowers. It looks like snow, but they're actually flowers. So more flowers. In Rome, they used to have a festival for spring called Floralia. Such a weird word. Anyways, and it was all about flowers. And I think that it would have been really cool to go to one of those festivals. So water your garden. I think that what that's saying is to focus on, you know, what you have, what you've already created, what you've already planted. Continue to water it. Know that by watering it, that you're bringing more of, you know, that nurturing side out. I feel like when I'm out there in the garden and I'm deadheading the flowers so that it'll produce more, I feel like the earth is nurturing me. This is one of those books that doesn't have the freaking alphabetical thing, and I want to like slap the person that organized it. Who does that? Who does that? What's the point of learning alphabetical if they're not going to use it? Okay, where are you? Wherefore art thou? There it is. Okay, so Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being, cyclic, which means cycles. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day. You're strongly being called to put on the brakes, rest, and refuel. So then when it says like rest and rejuvenate, yeah, that's basically what it's talking about. It says take a moment to restock and replenish and slow right on down. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. You're being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and your body first. I know it can feel like the time is running out, and as if there are urgent things, that it always seems like that simply can't wait. However, if you keep pushing on, soon fatigue will set in. So this way of living isn't sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they will reach exhaustion, and it will take longer to recover than it would had they just given themselves some rest. The immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more and more common because we're putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. I completely agree with that. The beauty standards and all of that shit is stupid, because you don't want to just changing everything, not taking care of yourself, and then in 3 to 5 years the booty the beauty standard changes. I was just about to say the booty standard. That's funny. Oh my God. So yeah, it's okay to put on the brakes. So to rest, restore, and rejuvenate. When was the last time you took a holiday or had a full weekend, day, or afternoon off? Look at your precious body and mind. Give yourself enough time to recover when you find yourself running on your reserves. There is enough time. Life will bend toward you when you do. So what is your body yearning for? It could be integrating more fruits and vegetables. It could be just, you know what? I say that, but I've got a brother that he only eats meat. He does the carnivore diet where he literally does not eat anything but meat. And he says that he's got great energy. I mean, I would just be looking at what you're eating, be looking at what you're drinking and what's inside of it, the ingredients. A new earth. Oh my gosh. See, you're getting prepared for a whole new earth. This is beautiful. I love that. It says it's happening. Keep holding the vision. This is what I was feeling with the 8-8 portal. A new earth. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many faith, but you're not losing faith. It says that this is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds, dream them into existence. Don't lose faith now. Keep your focus fixed. Yes, on that new earth. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages. We were just talking about that earlier in the reading. We were literally talking about the shift. So this is talking about it. I mean, wow, we're in the timeline of it. So planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. So it means it's basically not easy to do. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift. Like I was saying, you've done this before. Yeah, you're just exhausted. This is why it's absolutely okay for you to just relax and take a little time to rest. You'll be so happy that you did. But this is giving you confirmation. You chose to be here, to be a part of this global shift, whether you're bringing about it through prayer and meditation or through working on a new project, job, or creation. Keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you. Definitely have a dream journal. Okay. More people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Obviously, we can't expect the weather to be the same at all times. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working towards for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, it's not only in the distant future, but in the now that you'll be able to sit back and watch it all that you have so carefully planted and nurtured grow and blossom. So a lot about blossoming, a lot about flowers, a lot about growth, and a lot about seeds, and then watering your garden. That's like basically the same thing because it looks like you're building a new earth. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. Yeah. And remembering that you did send yourself here for a reason. And it was not only to help yourself awaken and to transmute old energies, but it's also to help other people awaken. And don't let that hold any pressure over you. This is not like it's something that's just going to happen naturally. You are not for everyone. Yes, I agree with that. Your energy is so precious. You are not for everyone. I feel like mean people need to stay away from you. Okay. It says, embrace your weirdness, face your true north. So when we talk about the north node, it's okay to I want you to just know that there is not one person on this planet that people that every person likes. Okay. There's just not. So knowing that when people push back or they feel like, you know, just you feel like if you're feeling like you're being disrespected by some people, you just need to understand that some other people are not going to be able to understand you because your vibrations are so apart from one another. And that's okay. Even if it's a family member, that's okay. It's okay for some people not to like you. That's probably what is to be expected. But just know that there will be more people that love you than people that don't love you. So it says, this world is filled with people, but with people, it is, who no matter what you do just won't like you. Look, think about this way. How many people hate Jesus? There are some people that hate the shit out of Jesus. And Jesus is like the perfect person that we could think of. If we could think of like who a perfect person would be, to me, I would probably think Jesus, right? There are some people that can't stand the word Jesus. Like there's always going to be haters. In fact, when he was alive, he had a bunch of haters, and that didn't make him a bad person. It just means that there was a lot of demons around him, and they were probably shitting their pants knowing that he can cast them out, and there's not going to always be a swine or something else for that demon to jump into. So it says, this is what it's saying. It says, but it's also filled with those who love you fiercely, which will be more than the ones that don't. So they are your people. You are not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to convince others of your value. They won't ever want what you're selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs. And it will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. So you're not for them and they're not for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way, sharing your path, and don't take it personal, okay? Other people's preferences, don't take it personal. It says sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north, which is like your north node. Pulling this card means that you're being called to embrace your uniqueness, which the first card was talking about your unique nature, blossoming into that. So yes, it's like tripled. All the cards are confirming each other. So yeah, embrace your uniqueness, to own your weirdness, to let the world see who you really are, to reveal your multifaceted, multidimensional nature, not to dim your light according to who is in your presence, to own all parts of yourself so that your people, the ones who are the same kind of weird as you, can recognize you when your paths cross. Okay, let's get one more card. I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful message. I really needed to hear that as well. Big picture thinking. Look, when you know that you're involved in the shifting of the earth, that is big picture thinking. I like this picture, actually. Okay, so Pleiades energy. I love the Pleiades as well. Visionary and inspired ideas. So when you get an idea, act on it. The Pleiadians are cosmic cousins. They truly are. They're here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and to change the future. You're being called to be a visionary for the planet, to take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. You're likely a natural big picture thinker, here to generate ideas for the future, here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers just like you. Twice it's talking about dream makers in a new earth and in this one. Wow, I love it. By those with enough courage to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities for the planet. The world needs more artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. Perhaps you've had an idea recently that you are being called to usher in. If so, this card is your confirmation that it is divinely guided. The Pleiadians support us in this important stage in Earth's development, because it's a new Earth developing. See, where was I? They want us to know that the decisions that we make today will affect the well-being of our planet and all of the species. all of its species. Because again, we're just the human species. We have animals, plants, insects. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. Wow. So yeah, it says that they're calling on you to be a leader for the future, to hold a clear vision of what's possible, to trust that vision and follow it through with your daily action, to dream a new world into being, to hold your mind open and to try not to worry about what others think. Yeah, I would just put that, what other people think, let them think it. Okay? You'll be able to reach the people that are meant for you. For it takes great courage to pave a new path. What this first one said, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. There was courage in here somewhere, like twice. Okay, so for it takes great courage to pave a new path, to trust a vision before it's a reality. So how are you being called to step up and lead? What new ideas or creations are you being called to pursue? I would be thinking into that. So we had the courageous peony. I love that card. That's like you blossoming, awakening, and then watering your garden, getting some rest. Don't allow yourself to become exhausted to the point where it takes you a lot longer to recover. And then the new earth is what you're building. This is what we're working towards. This is what all of our end game goal is. And knowing that, yeah, when you put yourself out there, there will be people that don't like you, but that's okay, because there will be people that do like you. And then you've got big picture thinking, which allows you to move beyond what being caught up in what people think about you. I would just be like, what other people think about me is not my business, unless they want to try to make it my business. And then still, it's just their perspective. You know, you will run into people who are karmic, but I promise you that you will run into more people that love you than don't love you. And there are just going to be some people that hate everyone, that just have a sour attitude. And so, you know, be okay with that. Okay, I'm being guided to look through the Orishas. So, yeah, I'm seeing that Yemaya, I know it's backwards, kind of annoying. I'm going to read the description of Yemaya. You may resonate with her quite a lot. Ocean, mother, protection, and fertility. Yemaya is the Orisha of the ocean, motherhood, protection, and fertility within the Yoruba spiritual system. She embodies the vast, nurturing, and powerful nature of water and the source of all life. As the primordial mother, Yemaya governs birth, emotional bonds, and the protective forces that surround family and community. Yemaya's energy is an expansive and is sustaining. She offers refuge, nourishment, and guidance while also commanding respect through depth and power. Like the sea itself, she is both gentle and formidable, capable of comfort, renewal, and overwhelming force. Through Yemaya, fertility is understood not only as physical creation, but as emotional continuity and collective care. So the magical correspondences to her would be oceans, shells, that type of thing. The colors would be blue, silver, and white. I do get that she's wanting to offer you respite. So, and the invocation to her is Yemaya, mother of the endless waters, bearer of the life from the deep. In your waves, we are protected. In your embrace, we are renewed. Guard those who journey and those who wait. Nourish what grows within and around us. By tide and heart united, let life continue in harmony. Oh, I love that. I love the Orishas. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. They're so wonderful. Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, everybody that had questions and donated. I love you guys so much. Remember, if you are wanting to develop yourself spiritually, this is like this spiritual cheat sheet, literally. Is called The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook, and it's written by Michael Stedman, who's a doctor of divinity. He has done a very good job creating techniques that will help you build your connection to God, your higher self, and so that you can ask questions and get immediate answers. I mean, it's literally an intuitive workbook. So if you want to expand your intuition, The Truth of God, I've got that tagged in the products. If you guys want to learn how to read cards for yourself and others, I have a book. It's called Basago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, written by me, Astraea Love. This book will help you guys out. And I also have tagged in the products the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is what I wrote the book off of, but people have been saying that they've been using other decks and it still works. So use whatever deck that you want. But I do suggest if you're wanting to learn tarot for the first time that you do get the quick and easy original Rider-Waite, because it's got the descriptions on the cards and it makes it so much easier to read them. In fact, when I answer questions for other people, I always keep this deck out, because if I feel like I pull a card that doesn't represent what the actual energy of the card is, then I will go straight to this. Okay, you guys, know that God loves you. Know that I love you. Thank you for spending your time with me. Check out the stuff that's tagged in the products. I've got a bunch of metaphysical supplies that I go through and I handpick so that they have good energy behind them and they will be useful for you guys. But I love you so much. Please like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. Okay, kisses, hugs, peace be with you. Namaste, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay. All right, you guys. Bye. Evening, and God bless you, and thank you everybody that donated. I love you. I'll see you next time.